The train sliced through the dark countryside, like a silver serpent, its wheels clattering a steady rhythm on the tracks. Inside the sleeper coach, the lights glowed a pale yellow, swinging slightly with the train's movement. Outside, there was nothing but fields, drowned in moonlight. In one corner, on the lower berth number 6, a newlywed couple sat side by side. The bride's face was hidden beneath a deep red veil, her bangles chiming softly with each sway of the train. Her groom sat upright, occasionally stealing glances at her, still not used to the presence of his new wife. It had been an arranged marriage, and this was their first journey together, from the city back to his ancestral village. Across the aisle sat an old man. His knees were folded, his spine perfectly straight despite his frail appearance. A long, scraggly beard fell over his chest, and his eyes were shut tight as if in deep meditation. His lips moved constantly, muttering words too soft to catch. The sound wasn't a hum or a prayer. It was something else. The groom noticed him early on, but had tried to ignore him. Now, as the train moved deeper into the night, that muttering was all he could hear. It was unsettling. The tone, the pace, the strange rhythm, as if the words were meant to keep something away or call something in. The light above flickered once. The groom frowned and glanced up. Old trains had electrical issues, he thought. Nothing unusual. Then came the sound. A faint, dull thud, like a heavy step on wood. The groom's eyes darted to the aisle. Empty. Passengers were asleep, blankets pulled over faces, the steady breathing of strangers filling the air. He turned back toward his wife. She hadn't moved. Her hands rested on her lap, still as stone. Another thud, louder this time, followed by a scraping sound, slow and deliberate, like nails dragging on metal. The old man's muttering grew faster. The words tumbled from his lips in an urgent rhythm. The groom shifted uncomfortably. The air felt cooler, though the windows were shut. He leaned toward his bride. "Did you hear that?" No response. He tried again, whispering her name. She didn't answer, didn't even turn her head. The old man's muttering broke for a single moment. He inhaled sharply, then resumed at double speed, as though the pause had been dangerous. The groom felt irritation bubble in his chest. "Stop that noise," he snapped, trying to sound braver than he felt. "You're making everyone uncomfortable." The old man didn't respond. He reached slowly into a small cloth bag by his side and pulled out a tarnished brass bell. Without opening his eyes, he began to ring it, a sharp, metallic sound that cut through the compartment. The bride's hands twitched. The groom turned to her. "What's wrong?" he whispered. Her head tilted slightly, the veil shifting just enough to reveal her lips, pale, almost bluish. She did not speak. A sudden gust of icy wind tore through the coach, though every window was closed. The curtains whipped wildly. The lights blinked so fast now, it felt like the whole coach was caught in a storm of strobe flashes. The bride slowly raised her head. The veil slipped just enough for the groom to see her eyes. They were not brown anymore. They were pitch black, the darkness swallowing every bit of light. The old man's bell rang frantically. He was chanting now with such force that the groom could feel it vibrate in the air. The bride's lips curled, not in a smile, but in something older, hungrier. She stood up slowly, her movements jerky, unnatural. The train lurched suddenly, throwing the groom against the wall. In that second, the lights went out completely. When the lights flickered back on, she was gone. The seat beside him was empty, the veil lying crumpled on the berth. The window was open, curtains slapping against the night air. The groom's chest tightened. "Where is she?" he demanded, his voice breaking. The old man finally opened his eyes. They were bloodshot but calm. "She was not your wife. You were sitting with a witch since the last station." The groom's mouth went dry. What are you talking about? Where's my real wife?" The old man's face grew heavy with sorrow. "Your wife was taken the moment you boarded. That spirit has haunted berth number 6 for years. Long ago, a bride sat there with her husband. He left her alone for only a few minutes. When he returned, she was gone. They found her body on the tracks, bangles shattered, her head crushed, her feet twisted backward. Since then, her spirit waits on this berth, jealous of every new bride. She takes their place, wearing their veil until the next chance to feed. I was trying to stop her from taking you along with her." The groom's legs shook. He glanced toward the aisle and froze. Just past the doorway, under the weak light, stood 2 bare feet. The toes pointed the wrong way. Slowly, they stepped backward into the darkness between the coaches, the sound of gangles, fate in the night air. The train kept moving, swallowed by the misty night, as pale moonlight struggles to cut through the haze. If you liked our work, stay with us in the shadows. Like, share, and subscribe to make sure you're always watching.